the only event extreme enough to put our name to. The Unlimited Dusi.
After 2 tough but enthralling days on the Unlimited Dusi, the paddlers prepare in gentle rain for the final stretch of 35 kilometers down to Blue Lagoon. The excitement of knowing they're so close will be tempered with thoughts of the likes of Tops Needle, Little John, Umzanyati Rapid, and of course the decision of whether to paddle round or go over Burma Road. It's going to be a fantastic day on the Unlimited Dusi.
Hopefully this changes.
What changes have you made to your boat?
Oh, we've changed the seats, we've put lower seats on the boat. Our pumps weren't working yesterday, just a bit of admin, but that's what the race is all about. You know, you have good days, you have bad days. Yesterday was our bad day, and hopefully today's going to be our good day.
Feeling good. Yeah, we've got to be confident today. Look, we've got a good buffer, but we also realise that we've got our work cut out for us today. We've got the World Flatwater Marathon champion behind us and a phenomenal paddler in Len Jenkins. So we've got to go really hard across the dam.
It all comes down to this. At the start of elapsed time, Andy Burkett and Jason Graham with 4 minutes in the bank, the defending champions streaking off at the start of the 4 kilometers of flat water of Inanda Dam to the portage around the dam wall, and then of course the 32 kilometers to Durban. The hunter and the hunted. Hank McGregor, world marathon champion, Len Jenkins looking like they really mean business. On flat water, they will be dynamic. A light rain falling, starter John Oliver gets them under his orders, and with a 4-minute deficit, here's the 3rd and 4th place boat. Tulani Mbanjwa, Sibonelo Zondi on the outside of the under-23 upstarts, Lance Kime and Kwanda Mhlope. Who's going to roll the dice out of these 2 boats? Remember, there's 1 spot remaining on the podium, and it's going to come from these 2 boats in shot. Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins putting on a big burst as they nearly complete the 4 kilometers of flat water across Inanda Dam. But will they be able to make any dent into the lead that Andy Burkett and Jason Graham have got? Just look at how well rehearsed this exit is from the dam. Jason Graham slipping in both paddles as Andy Burkett drags the boat up the incline. It's a short, sharp hill, and then they descend down a dirt road to the put-in just above Tops Needle. Behind them, Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins have had a blinder through the light early morning drizzle as they complete the 4 kilometers of flat water, and they head towards the exit of Inanda Dam. But will it close the gap on the race leaders? Sibonelo and Tulani now pulling as Lance Kime and Kwanda Mhlope find themselves sitting on the outside wave, and here they go. These 2 are not going to settle for 4th place. Meanwhile, up front, Andy Burkett and Jason Graham are running at lightning pace back down towards the river. Behind them, Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins resorting for the drag option as they head down the dirt road to the put-in with the Umgani River. At this stage, a glance over their right shoulder will reveal that the water is spilling over the wall at Inanda Dam, and that means they've got 25 cumes of water release plus about 5 or 6 cumes going over the top. This is Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins putting right in at the top. This is a big gamble, a huge roll of the dice, because this is a dangerous rapid. It's full and it's furious. Andy Burkett and Jason Graham also opting for the dangerous option. They've successfully shot Tops Needle from the top and are taking off downriver, not afraid to take big risks. This is all part of their strategy of having fun. Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins skirting dangerously with the rocks in the middle of Tops Needle, but they negotiate it safely. Tulani Mbanjwa and Sibonelo Zondi running at lightning speed down the track. Also a well-rehearsed move. Now, are they going to take the same dangerous gamble and try to shoot Tops Needle Rapid from the top? No, they're not. They're exiting down the traditional line, which the bulk of the field is going to use. Lance Kime and Kwanda Mhlope in that blue Team Best 4 Kayak Centre boat. And Tulani Mbanjwa and Sibonelo Zondi have elected to put in halfway down Tops Needle. This, there is no doubt, is going to cost them time. In fact, Kime and Mhlope are overtaking them on the outside. They enter the side chute, which drops them halfway into the main channel of Tops Needle. It's a far safer option, but there is no doubt that this has cost them time on the 2 boats ahead of them. Lance Kime and Quandaram Tlhope using a cleverly worked out side sneak into the main drop, put their splash covers on quickly, and they setting off in hot pursuit, desperate not to forego any advantage that they've worked so hard for over the previous 2 days of racing. You can see the water is full and feisty in the Umgeni as they exit Tops Needle and head downstream. Behind them, Craig Turton and Jasper Mocker and the bigs, Sean and Ben, exit after their 4 kilometers of flat water of Ananda Dam. The race for the top 10 in this year's the Unlimited Dusi turning out to be more fierce than normally expected. In fact, the race for top 10, top 20 and top 50 was one of the hallmarks of the race this year. Back onto the full Umgeni River, and the paddlers slice down through the waters. Andy Burkett and Jason Graham successfully negotiating all the rapids. There's no doubt, however, that this race is going to come down to what happens on the river. The tricky side chute option, and with the reading, Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins have got stuck on the rocks. This is not the normal line. They're edging down into the left instead of taking the normal right-hand line, but they negotiate that successfully, get back into the deep water. It's cost them 10 or 15 seconds. How's it going to affect them mentally, though, when things don't go 100% according to plan? Determined looking Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins approaching the exit for the Burma Road takeout. Now, here's the roll of the dice. As they start the Burma Road takeout, you can see the expectation and the stopwatches in the hands. Andy Burkett and Jason Graham. Are they going to be able to make time or leak time to Jenkins and McGregor? And then, of course, the great running pair of Thulani Mbanjwa and Sibonelo Zondi just behind them. Would Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins possibly consider going around instead of going over Burma Road on a full river? There's your answer. McGregor and Jenkins also opting for the torturous half hour over the hill that's going to cut out the dangerous rapids and possibly make them time on the leaders. Stopwatches in hands, Len Jenkins slips into the deep water. It's also costing them a little bit of time on the takeout now as he stumbles out of the deep water. Hank McGregor drags the boat up the hill. They've got a great seconding crew in place. They know, however, that if they're going to be competitive, they're going to have to run up the hill, because right behind them, here comes Thulani Mbanjwa and Sibonelo Zondi, and we all know this is the best running crew in the country. A quick exit, splash covers off. They have an opportunity now to repeat the performance that Thulani Mbanjwa put in with Martin Dreyer that set up his victory here in 2008 when they shattered every record for running over Burma Road. Seconds dousing them to keep them cool. This is going to be possibly the toughest part of the race for them. It's also a well-rehearsed exit. They empty the boat and immediately they start running. This incline gets steeper and steeper as it gets thicker. Lance Kime and Quandaram Tlhope also going for the option of running over Burma Road. It's a tough decision. This would have been a team decision, I suspect, because there's plenty of water going around, and if you're not capable of running it all the way to the top, Quandaram Tlhope is stuck in the deep water the same way as Len Jenkins did. And here we go, the start of the nerve-wracking and agonizing climb up the steep side of Burma Road. Here's the lead boat. It's Jason Graham and Andy Burkett. Measured steps as they go up the steep incline, and they're able to keep this half-run, half-jug all the way to the top. This is the way to make Burma Road count. Let's have a look at what's going on behind them. It's a great run. Andy Burkett and Jason Graham continuing their run jog all the way to the top. And this is one way to make sure that with a lead that is gradually lengthening, as their seconds tell them, they have now all but assured themselves of victory. Certainly is a gamble that is going to pay handsome dividends as they crest the top of the hill. It's an exhilarating moment for the paddlers because from the top of the hill they can see the outskirts of Durban, and Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins are walking. This is going to leak time to the race leaders, and in fact, with great runners behind them, this could be a gamble that is not paying off for this talented crew who are definitely stronger on the water. They get to the top, they catch a deep breath and push on up the steep path through the bush. Now here's the third place crew, and it's been a brilliant run from Sibonelo Zondi and Thulani Mbanjwa. They are closing in dramatically on Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins. Now, race is on. Could there be a late upset, and could this crew find themselves in second place on the podium? Their seconding crew providing all the support they need and getting fantastic support from the locals as well. These two have become cult characters in the hill, and a wry smile from Lance Kime as he and Quandaram Tlhope crest the hill, get a change of water from their seconding crews, and look at the euphoria from the seconds that are supporting them at the seconding tables. It's symptomatic of the buzz that this race creates in the valley. Back up front now at the end of the Burma Road portage, and everything is going 100% according to plan for Andy Burkett and Jason Graham. They're now extending their lead as they come to the second pump house weir. This is a tricky piece of negotiating. They slide down there perfectly. There's a great water flow, which makes this a lot easier. They now have to go into the dangerous pump house rapids. Just behind them, Thulani Mbanjwa and Sibonelo Zondi, who have all but erased the deficit between themselves and the second placed Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins, who you can see just 100 meters ahead of them as they head down towards Pump House Rapids and the Pump House Weirs. Race still very much on, but once again, this is now playing into the strong suit of Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins. Jenkins and McGregor slice through the remainder of the hyacinth. You can see it's all brown and decaying from the spraying and the great work that's been done by Working for Water and Duct. And now they come into the second pump house weir. This is something that has to be executed to precision. They slide over in a great spot, enough water to make sure that they can drop into the water without any damage to their boat. Importantly, they keep their rudder intact and head off towards the tricky pump house rapids. You can see there's no time at all between themselves and Thulani Mbanjwa and Sibonelo Zondi. They go into the second pump house weir with great boat speed, no problems at all. That Kevlar boat able to withstand all the knocks and abrasions that you get dropping into that weir. And now here's the fourth place boat of Lance Kime and Kwandaram Klope heading to the extreme left. This is the only way that you get into the second pump house weir. A great paddler's eye view of the drop into the weir and the brand new bridge which is being built over the Umgeni River. It's been a construction site for a number of months, and the development here has played a profound role on what is happening. Now, while the paddlers are exerting themselves at the front, it wasn't all blood, sweat and tears. It was party time.
Hunter Pilsner is a brand that's been associated with this event for many, many years, and they still play an integral part in supporting the event, particularly after hours.
Having a fun time. Fucking never, bro. Very average, but we loved it.
We are quite excited. We've decided we're probably going to paddle around while we have no idea what the water level's doing. So if it is very low, we'll have to run, but otherwise looking forward to a fun day around with all the rapids. It's always a good day, so we are quite excited, especially with the end sort of almost in sight.
Now the ladies' race for day 3 gets underway. A massive lead of over 15 minutes for Robin Kime and Abby Ulanski. That means that it's theirs to lose. The AD twins, Alex and Abby, know that they have been beaten by a well-conditioned crew where experience and pacing has made all the difference over the first 2 days of the race. Robin Kime and Abby Ulanski completing the 4 kilometers of flat water across Ananda Dam as they prepare themselves for the portage. It's about a kilometer portage which crests the dam wall and then heads back down into the Umgeni Valley. Conditions cool and overcast, in fact unusually misty, which added a real sense of drama as the ladies' race continues. The rain providing great conditions for the paddlers, the river full, and many of the spectators asking, are the ladies going to be able to break the stage record for the 3rd day on the trot? And if that happens, they will almost certainly be able to lower the overall race record. A symptom of the elevation of the standard of women's canoeing. Young rising star Tamika Hall with Olympian Jen Hodgson exiting after their 4 kilometers of flat water on the dam. Meanwhile, back at the river, Robin Kime and Abby Ulanski preparing themselves. They now find themselves in a position that they have earned the luxury of. No pressure, and they have to execute their plan on day 3.
We're very, very excited. It's the final day of Unlimited Dusi, so we're looking forward to it. Yesterday was a tough day, but Dion assures me today is a better day and it's an hour shorter apparently. Is that true, Dion?
It's true.
Okay, there you have it. True.
We have a premium range of nutraceuticals called Best 4, and I've been paddling now for 18 years. This is my 18th Dusi, and we thought we might as well align our brand Best 4 to the Best 4 Kayak Center racing team. And we're quite happy with the results. We've got top 3 in the males yesterday and top 3 in the females.
Last 2 days was great.
good water yesterday. Hard to run on day one, especially when you're old men with sore knees. Yeah, it's been fantastic. The weather's been great, organisation's been fantastic, and we have good fun.
Once elapsed time had been completed, the first hour of the field starting as they finished on day 2, it was time to dispatch the batches across the flat water of Inandadan. Some of the members of Charity Batch still sporting the orange wigs that they had started the race with in Pietermaritzburg, but for the vast majority of them, the waves that continually hit them in the face had removed those wigs, and very few of them would carry them as souvenirs into Blue Lagoon in Durban. Smiles are plenty. There's only 36 kilometers into the final stage, and everybody knows that it is a carnival of canoeing and a celebration of the race, with 3/4 of the race already behind them, and very few treacherous obstacles that are likely to prevent them from finishing the race and celebrating that achievement. Robin Kaim and Abby Ulansky cresting the hill at Burma Road. Tough call for the girls. They would have enjoyed the paddle around, but they know with a lead to protect and an opportunity to win this race by minimizing errors, they can execute and carry off the win in style. Now back to Durban and a buzz of anticipation. Through the live coverage of the event, everybody knows that Andy Burkett and Jason Graham have all but won it, all but defended the title they won in 2010 and done it in emphatic fashion. Returning to the great Dusi days of years gone by, their campaign has been carefully constructed. They've got nearly 8 minutes, and that gap is growing between Hank McGregor and Len Jenkins, who are now comfortably in second, as they head past of the course where they had to portage last year. The treatment of the hyacinth problem has been brilliant, and the paddlers didn't have to jump out of their boats. Tulani Mbanjwa and Sbonelo Zondi in third. Approaching the N2 bridge, they've got about 20 minutes of paddling, and now you can see the bridge that heralds the finish as Andy Burkett and Jason Graham paddle across the estuarine part of Blue Lagoon to claim what is going to be a significant victory. They've created a plan and they've executed it to perfection. These two have prioritized the Unlimited Dusi all year and made a strong statement that if you're going to win this race, you need to specialize in it and train for it as a top priority. Now, will they celebrate in a fashion that has become known as Burkie style?
Well, it feels amazing. You know, it doesn't get any worse. It's amazing, sweet feeling right now. We had a great race out there today, really fun, and we're so chuffed to bring it together and to have some good luck out there today. It feels really amazing for me to do my third victory in a row. Jason is second. It's amazing to paddle Jason again. He's really a great paddler. He never gives up, and he's really committed the whole way. So it's great to race with Jason, and I'm so happy for a race today.
A hugely significant and emotional moment as the mayor hands out the medals. Now the second place boat, Jenkins and McGregor.
We got to Burma, and we ran Burma quite hard, and I thought we had a good run. And we put in at the bottom of Burma, and Michael Mbanjwa and Eric put in right next to us, and they started 6 minutes behind us, and I was quite shocked. So luckily we put off, we pulled quite a big interval. We managed to open it up to about a minute.
And a hero's welcome for Tulani Mbanjwa and Sbonelo Zondi in third. So, and look at the results. Andy Burkett and Jason Graham retain it from Jenkins and McGregor, with Mbanjwa and Zondi in third. Kaiman and Mhlope excelling as under-23s in fourth. Now back to the ladies' race, and here come Robin Kaim and Abby Ulansky riding a wave with the male paddlers around them. That appropriately gets separated, and they can come into the finish at Blue Lagoon in Durban. This is win number 8 for Ulansky, and Robin Kaim retains with the women she won in 2010.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's especially a special race. I really enjoyed paddling the last Dusi with Robs, and this Dusi was sort of a last-minute thing. It wasn't planned at all, and we've really enjoyed paddling together, training together, and we had a great race.
It feels great, and it's such a privilege to be able to race with Abs. And 2 years ago when I raced with her, I just learned so much, and that knowledge from that race, taking it into the singles year, the year after that, with Abby not there, definitely made it a lot easier to get the win then. But now as well, you sort of think after one you've learned a lot, but after this year I've probably learned more than I did the last time with Abby, and it's just thanks so much to Abby for coming out to do it with me. As you said, it was a last-minute thing, but I'm so glad it happened like this.
gallant competitors and deserving the silver medal, the 80 twins, Abby and Alex. At the end of 3 days of brilliant racing, stage records in every leg has been an overall race record for Abby Ulansky and Robin Keim by 5. As the curtain comes down on the Unlimited Dusi 2012, the paddlers that took part, all 1,800 of them, and the many members of the public that took part in what was a remarkable event can reflect on a race that is 61 years old and in a great place.
Look, it's very much a part of our family, and we've been doing it. I was talking to my sister. She hasn't missed one since 1972, so she's seconded every year since 1972.
What's happening here?
Last minute adjustments in the morning before we get heading out. It's, is that all right?
Yeah, sure. Caught a bit of sun yesterday as well.
Yeah, I was blushing from all the what you call it, unlimited ladies on the side of the river.
Oh, you're a fan of the big water?
You know, I've got such a good skipper here. He's done 32, so I'm very happy in the big water.
Oh, lovely. The water's great. It's lovely overcast, and the guys are doing the work, so can't be better. How's your day? We never get used to it.
As usual, loving this race. Incredible experience, and I can't believe it's day 3. I wish there were 3 more days of this.
The participants, they are becoming very strong and they're healthy in terms of making sure that their life is being prolonged as well. So to us, sporting events is one of the best things that we can participate to as the city.
Just hearing the camaraderie, the gears, good fun. 3 days out of the office, so I can't really complain, eh?
Next year I'm going to stop milking cows and I'm going to be on holiday for 3 months. But Tamika's on holiday for 3 months, eh? Stellenbosch, I mean, I don't know what they do. So she had 3 months holiday, 3 months to train while I milked all the cows. Next year she's milking cows and I'm paddling and I'm going to thrash them properly.
Yeah, there's great spirit on the river and loved it.
Yeah, I think, you know, you often think to yourself, well, it's something you'd like to get involved in. Last year when we had our first sponsorship, I thought to myself, well, maybe let's give it a try next year. And it's just never something I got around to. So getting the opportunity to get in a boat with a guy like this, absolute pro in the water, absolute gentleman off the water. What an opportunity, and it's really a sport that's an amazing sport, so it's great.
Dare I say it, you've got unlimited options now because you have to do it next year.
I think there might be a little bit of pressure to get involved next year, I'm sure.
And I think as a sponsor of the race, the Unlimited, for him as one of the CEOs to actually experience the race
from a paddler's perspective, just gives them a great idea of what the race is about, not just from the bank. So I think it was great for them to actually take part. It was awesome for their brand and for the race itself.
Young and old enjoying the last few moments on the waters here at Blue Lagoon at the end of another sensational Unlimited Dusi canoe marathon. It is a sense of achievement, a sense of relief, no doubt, but great exhilaration that they finished 3 days. The 61st Unlimited Dusi will be remembered for some great paddling, particularly by that combination of Andrew Burkett and his partner Jason Graham. The second consecutive year they've won the K2 title, and a brilliant performance by Robin Keim and Abby Ulansky to take the women's title here at Dusi. It's been a wonderful year. We'll all be back again in a year's time.
The Unlimited Dusi was proudly brought to you by The Unlimited, your everything.